Hey guys, my name's Judd. Welcome to Waypoint X, and we're going to talk about hindsight. So the first three mods that I would have changed if I had to do this all over again with a brand new Jeep would be these three things sitting right here. And you might wonder why I chose these three things. And the first three things, in no just random order, would be tires, winch, and some type of communication. So we're going to talk about those three things today. So the first mod I would do would be get a new set of tires. Now I'm not saying go out and buy the biggest thing you can buy. What I recommend, if you did not get a Rubicon and it did not come with mud tires, I would definitely advise getting a set of new tires, maybe a mud terrain, all terrain. Now, if you're in the south, definitely a mud terrain. But if you're maybe out west, all terrain. Just totally two different types of wheelings, and there's a lot more muddy trails out here in the south. But for personal preference, I like a mud terrain. I like the stance of it, the look of it. It's going to give you a better quality trip when you go off road. More traction. You're going to be able to go over more obstacles because of that traction. It's just going to be more enjoyable, and your Jeep's going to look better too. So I would definitely choose a mud terrain tire as one of your first mods. When you do get a Jeep, go ahead and get that bigger tire. You don't always have to change your rims right off the bat. You can use wheel spacers like we did. We used those for quite a few years before we were able to make that jump to those bead locks. But go ahead and get you a bigger tire, more aggressive tire, and you're really going to enjoy it a lot better out there on the trail. Secondly, I would get a winch. Now, when you get a winch, you can either go with a stock bumper with a winch plate, or you can go with a brand new bumper. I would prefer a brand new bumper because then it gives you some, usually it has D-ring tabs for hookups when you are stuck, somebody can pull you out. But I would put a winch on it, and I would get a quality winch. Winch is going to get you unstuck if you do happen to go out trail riding by yourself and you get into a predicament and there's no one around. So I definitely would get a quality winch. We went with the Warren VR series. It's one of their newer series. We got the synthetic line, 10,000 pound, great for a four-door Jeep. We did go synthetic over steel just because of the steel might snap, break, and it's not going to bar your hands up really, really bad. I just like the synthetic line, a lot safer. So I'd get a quality winch. Doesn't have to be a Warren, but that's what I recommend. But make sure you get a warranty with it. I believe this one comes with a 7-year electrical warranty. But I would get a quality winch, name brand winch, that's going to last you a lifetime. So lastly, the last mod that we would have done a lot earlier in our build would have been communication. Now you can start off with a CB. You can get a super expensive CB or you can get a cheap one. It doesn't really matter, but most Jeepers are using CBs out on the trail. I know this last trip that we went to Jeep Jamboree, everybody had a CB. You were on a certain channel when you were in a group, and that's how you talk throughout the day. Whether you broke down or see something out on the trail, use a CB. So I definitely advise that being one of your first mods, just so you can talk to other Jeepers. And it's a safety thing. You can, if something happens, you can always call them on the CB. If you don't want to get a CB, you can always get a ham radio. You will need your ham license. But if you don't want to do all that, you can get one, but you can just listen to it. Unless it is an emergency situation, then you can actually broadcast on it. But I would definitely advise getting one of these just for emergency purposes. Lastly, you always have your cell phone. But what happens with cell phones when you're out in the middle of nowhere? You don't have cell service. So I definitely try to get some type of GPS tracking system, whether your family can track you or you can send a text message through that GPS tracker to somebody to let them know, hey, I'm stuck. But I would definitely get some type of communication to let somebody know where you're at or if something goes wrong. Well, today, guys, we talked about hindsight. The first three mods that we would have done to our Jeep if we had to do it all over again. We talked about tires, winches, and communication. Now, you might be saying that we're crazy, that you would have done something totally different to your Jeep if you had to do your first three mods again. Well, leave a comment below. Let us know what you're thinking. Please subscribe and like. We hope to see you next time.